If you're flying into Australia and your bag looks like it contains snacks from 3 different continents, a suspicious dried leaf collection, or anything that smells remotely like home, prepare for the real border force to give you a reality check. Because Australia, mate, is very, very serious about what comes in. It's not just about drugs and weapons. No, they're also going to stop you for garlic paste, or grandma's mango pickle, or that wooden elephant you bought in Bali that might contain termites from the Jurassic era. Let's get into it. These are the weirdest, funniest, and most shockingly banned items at Australian airports, and the true stories behind them. Let's begin with eggs. Not golden eggs. Regular boiled ones. A man once arrived at Melbourne Airport with 3 hard-boiled eggs in his pocket. Now you might think, what's wrong with a little egg snack? Well, the airport didn't think it was cute. They fined him over $2,500 because the eggs weren't declared. Australia treats food like it's radioactive. You could carry uranium and get a warning, but walk in with a boiled egg and suddenly you're a national threat. Then there's pork. Oh yes. If you thought you could bring a little pork sausage to surprise your cousin in Brisbane, nope. Pork products are high on the banned list. You might think it's harmless, but customs thinks you're trying to launch a bacon-based bioattack. One auntie from overseas once declared meat on her card, thinking she was being honest, but forgot to mention it was homemade spiced pork sausage wrapped in banana leaves. The result? A fine, a stern lecture, and a YouTube-worthy scolding. Next up we've got honey. Sounds innocent, right? Sweet, golden, nature's nectar. Nope. It's considered a potential biohazard. 1 jar of foreign honey can carry bee diseases that could wipe out Australia's bee industry. Imagine losing your jar of wild forest honey at customs and watching them destroy it like it's plutonium. But let's not forget the plant-based terrorists: seeds, soil, and leaves. Someone once tried to bring a bag of dried leaves from their backyard, claiming it was for tea. Except the leaves weren't even legal in their own country, and customs thought they might be part of a botanical invasion plan. A guy once tried to smuggle in soil samples. For academic research. Sure, buddy. Maybe next time try Googling instead of importing the Amazon jungle. Speaking of green stuff, there's also betel nuts. Now, in many South Asian countries, chewing betel nut is as normal as chewing gum. But in Australia, it's a huge no-no. Not because they hate your culture, but because it's considered a health risk and can be addictive. Plus, customs once caught a man with a kilo of it stuffed into his socks like he was smuggling diamonds. One of the most surprisingly banned things. Bird feathers. A woman brought in a beautifully decorated tribal headpiece with feathers, beads, and bones. Turns out the feathers belonged to a protected species and the bones were, wait for it, not identified. Border Force treated it like a scene from Indiana Jones. Now we can't ignore the ever-dangerous, highly suspicious dried fish. That's right. The number of people trying to sneak dried fish into Australia could form a small army. From anchovies to dried sardines to suspicious-smelling spicy fish sticks, customs officers have seen it all. Some even carry air fresheners at this point. In fact, one lady had vacuum-sealed packets of dried catfish, triple-wrapped and hidden under her shoes. When asked why she didn't declare it, she said, "But it's just fish." The officer responded, "Exactly. It's fish. And it's banned." Also in the danger zone are wooden statues, masks, and furniture. You may think that hand-carved tribal statue is the perfect souvenir, but if it has bark or sap or even one little hole that could mean insect activity, you're in trouble. Customs once found an entire ant colony inside a wooden elephant. Congratulations, sir, you nearly introduced a new species to Australia. Here's one of the most laughable bans: milk powder and baby formula in bulk. That's right. Not illegal, but if you're carrying it in massive amounts, they'll stop you. People have been caught carrying 40 tins of baby formula to ship overseas, which in Australia is treated like you're hoarding national gold. Border Force doesn't play when it comes to milk powder economics. Let's move to the weirdest of all: snake wine. Yes, it's a thing. People bring wine bottles with actual snakes coiled inside, floating in the alcohol like some horror movie prop. They claim it has medicinal value. But Australian customs just sees a dead cobra in a bottle and sends it straight to quarantine. And oh boy, we can't forget cultural medicine kits, those filled with mystery powders, crushed roots, and oils in unlabeled bottles. One guy claimed it was for my joint pain. The customs guy looked at the mystery powder, raised one eyebrow, and said, "It's about to cause our joint pain." You'd also be amazed at the number of people who try to bring animal teeth, horns, or dried geckos as souvenirs. One person literally carried a necklace made from crocodile teeth. What's worse? They bought it at an airport overseas. Doesn't matter. If it's from an endangered species or looks like it belonged to one, it's not getting through. Some people even try to carry cow dung cakes. Yep. You heard that right. Used in rural rituals, cooking, or even as fire starters in some countries. But at Sydney Airport they're just biohazard pancakes. Now here's something that even Australians sometimes forget: fruit. You could be fined hundreds of dollars just for carrying an apple you forgot was in your backpack from the plane. Even if you didn't touch it. Even if it's still in plastic. Even if it's your emotional support apple. And don't even get started with live plants. One uncle once tried to bring an actual potted tulsi plant. The officer looked at it like he'd just found a homemade bomb. He was like, "You brought the whole ecosystem with you?" It's not just the weird things people try to sneak in, it's how they try to do it. People have hidden food in shampoo bottles, dried meat in rolled up socks, herbs inside pillow covers, even seeds inside fake pens. One man hollowed out books to hide his dried mushrooms. He almost made it until the sniffer dog sat down right next to the Great Gatsby. And then there are the reactions. The denials. The justifications. One woman tried to bring 2 kilograms of turmeric, and when caught she argued, "It's not food, it's medicine." The customs officer replied, "Ma'am, it's both. And neither are allowed." One guy even brought a full roasted chicken wrapped in aluminum foil. When questioned he said, "I didn't want airplane food." Understandable. But not legal. So why does Australia do all this? It's not because they hate your food, your culture, or your grandma's recipes. It's because Australia's ecosystem is incredibly sensitive. One bad bacteria or one invasive species can wipe out crops, forests, or wildlife. The rules are strict not to make your life miserable, but to make sure snakes don't start flying and tomatoes don't start walking. So the next time you pack your bag to Australia, remember, if it smells strong, grows roots, has feathers, claws, seeds, or ancient spices from your grandma's garden, declare it. Or better, don't bring it. Or you'll end up in a viral video titled, "Man Caught Smuggling Dried Fish in Underwear." Welcome to Australia. Declare everything. Or risk being featured in Season 23 of Border Security, Australia's Front Line.